Hey guys, the Madden Sports Podcast here, joined this afternoon by Jeff Sherman, VP of Risk Management for the Superbook. Jeff, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me on again.
I am excited to have you here. We're going to talk all kind of things today. First, let's jump into how are things this week at the Superbook?
We're staying busy like we usually do, getting ready for SuperContest signups July 1st. We've got quite a few golf tournaments. Stanley Cup just ended up, so that quieted down a bit, but baseball's in full swing, a lot of day games today, so there's always something to pique people's interest.
There definitely is always something happening. The SuperContest, it's crazy. You say July 1st. I look up at the date. It is June 29th. We only have 2 more sleeps till the entries start.
Yeah, we're excited about this. We have our 3 contests going again, the Classic, the Gold, and the Reboot. And the Classic is a $1,000 entry fee. You can get up to 3 entries in that. And these are, you pick 5 games against the spread, so you can choose which ones you want. The Gold is a real popular one. It's been growing each year with 1 entry per person of $5,000. So you get a lot of high stakes players in that. And then the Reboot you can sign up for all the way up till it's weeks 10 through 18. So it's almost like a second half contest. So excited to get going on the 3 contests.
Yeah, I can't wait for these to kick off. Do you think you'll see your biggest influx of people coming in when you first open the doors to get onto this contest? Or do you see a lot of later signups in this, Jeff?
It's generally later. People like to wait and see closer to the season. We'll get a few that are initial signups, an initial wave right away, but a lot of it is closer to the season and people, it's $1,000. So sometimes people want to wait and see how they're going to allocate their funds for the football season. But most of it's the last few weeks.
Oh, it's going to be an exciting time at the Superbook. How did you guys do in the Stanley Cup? Were you guys hoping for the Avs to get the win there?
Well, we needed the Avalanche in our futures for all year.
Nice.
They were title favorites, and anytime you have a team that short, generally the books will do well, just because the liability doesn't mount on some of the longer shots. So they were a good outcome. We lost a little bit in Colorado just because that's the local team there, and we had some odds boosts there for the Avalanche winning the Cup. But overall, the Avalanche were a solid result for us.
That is great to hear. Definitely was an exciting Stanley Cup Finals. I can't wait already for the next season to kick off. Have you guys got some futures up already for the NHL?
Oh, absolutely. We put them up a few weeks ago before the Stanley Cup Final finished, and right now we're seeing a lot of support for our local team, the Golden Knights. We opened them at 16-1. They're down to 12-1, and
Wow.
People thought they were too high. I know they were really had a lot of injuries they dealt with last year, but Bruce Cassidy is a new coach. I think that's got a lot of people enthused about the upcoming season.
Yeah, lots of positive changes coming for the Vegas Golden Knights. 1-12. That's or 12-1. That's pretty good odds there, Jeff. Excited for them for next season. But let's talk some golf. We've got the LIV tournament. Their second one kicking off in Portland tomorrow. This is interesting.
Yeah, they're making their way stateside this time. So we've already seen an uptick in handle because of that and the influx of new golfers. So the fields keep getting better and better. And I think that'll continue as they progress. And they added Brooks Koepka, Matthew Wolff, Carlos Ortiz. So a lot of good golfers that are recognizable names for people now. And, the first time that they played, when they played in London, the handle on the PGA Tour for the Canadian Open was about 7 to 8 times what we did on the LIV. Right now, the LIV is up against the John Deere Classic for the PGA Tour, one of the worst fields that they have during the season. But PGA Tour is still almost twice as much handle we're seeing. Okay. Now, we're not going to be able to judge that fully until tomorrow because the LIV has a longer shelf life. They don't tee off until 1:15 p.m. Pacific time, where the John Deere tees off at I believe 4:45 a.m. Pacific. So a little bit of a longer shelf life for the LIV, and to see if they can approach what we're doing on the PGA Tour.
It's going to be interesting, especially with more names joining the LIV Tour. I read an article, and Koepka was talking about the fact that he is getting more family life balance being part of the LIV. So we'll see. Like you said, I'm sure we're not done with seeing big names going over to the LIV. What are you seeing for the PGA John Deere Classic here? Who's coming in as favorites?
Well, we have Webb Simpson the favorite, and I had him at 14-1, and we took some respected play on him at 14, so he's down to 12-1, and he's followed by Adam Hadwin, a Canadian, up to 20-1 from 18-1. Not seeing too much play, but then the names kind of dip off from there. You have Maverick McNeely, 30-1, Denny McCarthy, he's at 25-1. Charles Howell's been getting some play in the 30-1 range, but this is definitely a week for people to look for 30 to 60-1 range. It wouldn't surprise me if someone 200-1 won this. It's just you don't have a strong contingency at the top. Webb Simpson, the notable name, but other than that, it's a pretty wide open week on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how this one plays out. Anyone else in the top 10 that you think we should look for?
Well, I like Adam Shank. He's at around 50-1, and he's been playing well lately. And in this type of field, I thought 50-1 was a bit high. And we're dealing him 40-1 at the Superbook here, but he's the only one that I'm looking to get involved with this week that might stand a chance as an outsider.
Okay, now looking over at the Live, which kicks off tomorrow as well. Who do you have as favorites for this one?
Dustin Johnson's a favorite like he was in the London event. I opened him at 7. I bumped him up to 8-1. He's followed by Louis Oosthuizen. He's 12-1. Then you have Abraham Ancer, Taylor Gooch, and Koepka right in the 12 to 14-1 range. And we've actually been seeing a little bit of support this time for Phil Mickelson. I got as high as 100-1 trying to write some tickets on him, and I found a taker, so he's back down to 80-1 right now.
Okay, well, it'll be interesting to see how Phil does. Now, when you're setting these odds, Jeff, because I know that you do that, what are you looking at firstly before you set these odds? Are you looking at prior performances? How are you going about this?
Well, you want to look at the entire field list, and then you rank them by strength, and then you start to put some initial odds down. Then you're going to look at how they're currently playing. Some of these guys recently played in the U.S. Open, so you have that form to go off. You don't have much course form here. I know they played some Korn Ferry Tour events up in Portland before on this course, but really nothing telling, so you don't have a course history to go off. So a lot of current form, and that's how the bettors tend to want to bet this, is based on who's playing well and who's coming in some nice form. So if you can base the odds on that, then you're going to be leading to the direction that people are looking to play.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be a fantastic, Jeff. Anything else happening at the Superbook that you want to touch on before we finish off today?
Well, we're getting ready to put up our college football season wins in a couple weeks. Ed Salmon's a VP of Risk along with myself. He's the one that does the college, so he's really digging deep into that, and we'll have that up mid-July, and that's our next real project. And soccer's right around the corner. They're taking a lot of time off because of the shift in the World Cup, but we do have a local match out here where Barcelona, Real Madrid are coming out here July 23rd to Allegiant Stadium. So I already priced that match up with Real Madrid, a small favorite, but I'm going to be attending that one myself, so I'm looking forward to see that.
Okay, so I have to ask you, you're a Lakers fan and supporter, correct? I can get behind that. Golden Knights fan and supporter, I can completely get behind that. They're my second favorite team. But the Raiders, Jeff, is this just because you're in Vegas?
It's not. It's because I grew up in LA many years ago.
Okay, when they were the LA Raiders.
I was there when they were the LA Raiders, and then they moved on, and I didn't follow them too much up in Oakland, but I did at the time when I was living in LA, and they followed me back to Las Vegas now, so I had to get back involved with them from that perspective. And it's tough because in my household, my wife is a Broncos fan.
That is hilarious that she's a Broncos fan. How did she become a Broncos fan?
Well, she was born in Denver and moved out here, so she stays true to that allegiance.
Okay, well, that is awesome. I'm a Chargers fan. That's why I had to put in that little poke about being a Raiders fan, but they have had some incredible players go through that organization. Way too many to name, but growing up, who made you love the Raiders? Was it a certain player or was it your family?
Well, growing up, it was Marcus Allen. I mean, he was the one in LA at that time, and it was a lot of fun to watch. And I still remember the Super Bowl against the Washington team. I'll say that it used to be called something else, but he had some nice runs in that Super Bowl game there. But it was a lot of fun, and never attended a game. I was quite young when they were out there, and it was they played at the Coliseum, so I didn't make my way down there. But I did attend my first Raiders game last year at Allegiant out here, and my wife and I went to see Denver when they came to town. So I was happy one when we left the stadium. She was a little unpleased.
I remember that game completely. What is the environment like in the stadium, Jeff? I can't wait to get down and experience it.
Oh, the energy is great. I mean, it's like, and especially like the Golden Knights being the first team out here. We have night season tickets, and we share them with a couple guys in the book here. And the energy there at Raider Stadium, it's so enthusiastic because this town has been waiting for professional sports. So people have been grasping this as much as they can, and it's so exciting to go to those games right now.
Oh, I absolutely can't wait to get down there. Vegas is on my bucket list to go to this year. So hopefully I'll see you down there soon at the Superbook, Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me. If people are looking to follow you or the Superbook, where can they find you on all kinds of social media, Jeff?
Well, I'm at Golf Odds on Twitter, and my golf website is golfodds.com. And you can follow the Superbook is at SuperbookNVAZ. We have, the Arizona, New Jersey, Colorado jurisdictions, and Tennessee now too. So you can follow any of those.
I love to see the growth that Superbook is having. It's fantastic to see, Jeff. Again, can't wait for you guys to get up here to Canada. We definitely need you. But thank you for joining me here on the Joe Madden Sports Podcast. I hope you have a fantastic day.
All right. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. Good luck with all the signups come July 1st. You guys, if you have not heard about the SuperContest, make sure you go check it out. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks.